So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique belong to all of us. And we have a duty. I think that is one of the main duties that we have, to build this place, to transform this place, to make it better for not just us, but our children and children's children. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. I want to encourage you, the viewers, on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live, share the program. Because when you do, you give your friends on your page the opportunity to view also, to be a part of the audience, to learn, to be motivated. Because what we do on this program is foster a robust intellectual conversation via radio and social media. I want to start off with some positive news, again, because I think positivity has been absent for a lot of years in terms of the governance of the country. We have become so accustomed to hearing the negative things over and over and over again. But we have transformed into a better mode, a better mindset, a more forward-looking, progressive mindset. And the way we think now has changed too. It's about positivity. It's about good things. And that would brighten up your life and energize you and give you a good outlook on life. So let me start with one of the positives.
The government of Grenada announced an $11.6 million incentive package for crop and livestock farmers and fishers. An additional $3.4 million in direct budgetary support has now been allocated specifically for cocoa and nutmeg farmers. Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Lennox Andrews, revealed this new support during a press briefing on Wednesday. He explained that the funds have become available due to an insurance payout from Dominica-based Quap EF Insurance, which the government had secured in response to the reported above normal hurricane season. Of the $3.4 million, $1 million will be allocated for crop insurance next year, while the remaining $2.4 million will be distributed to cocoa and nutmeg farmers. Minister Andrews noted that the distribution of these funds will follow the same process used for crop farmers as announced 2 weeks ago.
For farmers whose plot of land is up to 5 acres, those farmers will receive a one-off payment of $4,500. So for those farmers whose plot of land, cocoa nutmeg farmers, whose plot of land is up to 5 acres, you are going to receive a one-off payment, direct income support of $4,500. For those farmers, cocoa nutmeg farmers, whose plot of land is above 5 acres, you are going to receive a one-off payment of $9,000. Now, we also recognize that there are cocoa and nutmeg farmers who do not sell directly to those associations. And once we can identify that such farmers do not have insurance, they too are going to receive a one-off payment of $4,500.
Exporters of fresh agricultural produce and agro-processors will also benefit from this initiative with a one-off payment of $4,500. Payments are expected to be completed within 3 months.
And in that regard, we have asked the associations to submit to the ministry a list of all nutmeg and cocoa farmers. Good. We in the ministry, we are going to prepare the invoices, and we're going to forward those invoices to the Bureau Secretariat. The ministry, the government would have created the Bureau Secretariat to facilitate payments related to all expenditure from Beryl. All right. So once that is done, we would expect for those payments to be made as quickly as possible.
Wayne George, chairman of the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association, GCNA, said this payout will help farmers overcome the challenges posed by the destruction caused by Hurricane Beryl.
I would like to express our sincere gratitude to the government of Grenada and to our minister for taking the initiative to come forward to help the two associations to get back on foot. It is indeed a challenging time, but man has always risen to the challenge. Regardless of what disaster comes around, man has always learned to adapt and survive. And I would say, in this case, this is no exception. We will revive, we will build back better, and we'll make our both industries a lot more prosperous.
Andrew Augustine, chairman of the Grenada Cocoa Board, expressed gratitude to the government for implementing the Crop Insurance Support Initiative for cocoa and nutmeg farmers.
It demonstrates the commitment of the minister to the sector, which has been so badly damaged during this by this hurricane during this last period. In looking at cocoa specifically, we were world-renowned for our cocoa. And in our assessment, 75% of our trees have been lost or damaged severely. And it demonstrates the impact that this has had on the rural economy, because cocoa and nutmeg is the bedrock of the rural economy in Grenada. But I must say that we as farmers would have been in a more difficult situation had it not been for the commitment for the minister initially to provide the financing for the crop insurance, which we're discussing today, because in discussions with the minister and the active hurricane season, which he mentioned briefly a while ago, he committed to $500,000 towards purchasing crop insurance for both organizations. And looking back in retrospect, we cannot thank him enough, because the $3.4 million which he mentioned initially was a result of our asking and his willingness and his initiative in ensuring that the cocoa and nutmeg farmers were covered by crop insurance. So we want to again express thanks to Minister.
This initiative is in addition to the chainsaw services, support under the Agricultural Development Assistance Program, and the sale of fertilizer currently being offered to the farmers.
Right. That's very good. The farmers are happy. They're smiling. And let me see this. The NNP, the NNP will still be out there saying that the government is not doing anything for farmers, and those farmers who have been directly impacted by Hurricane Beryl. And it's about what, 70 to 80% of them, the NNP will still say, well, they are not receiving anything, they are not getting anything. But you just follow from the passage of Beryl to now the amount of assistance given to farmers. And that is very important, because the opposition will always be out there giving you this idea that government is not spending money, government is not doing X or Y for our people after Hurricane Beryl. Because remember, the opposition, they do not highlight the good things that the government is doing. All they do is talk about the negative things, or they concoct stories to make it look negative. So it's something that you need to bear in mind. So on this program, you're going to get the positive things that the government is doing. So farmers are smiling. Right? So again, I'm saying we need to talk about the positive things. Remember earlier, farmers were informed that they would get, cash assistance. We're hearing it now. Cocoa farmers, nutmeg farmers, fishers.
Impact on July 1st. Cocoa and nutmeg farmers who signed up for crop insurance are expected to receive reimbursement for their losses, money that will likely go towards replanting. Crop EFF Insurance Company Limited, based in Dominica, collaborated with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association to secure coverage totaling EC $7.9 million for Grenadian nutmeg and cocoa farmers. Hurricane Beryl's classification as a Category 4 tropical cyclone affecting Grenada qualifies for a tropical cyclone index payment of US $1,453,813, the equivalent of EC $3,881,680 under flexible hurricane protection policy.
Right. So the government is rolling out that 1 million they will keep to reinsure or to insure, to pay for the insurance. So if we are struck again, we will be insured. All right. So 1 million will go towards that, and the other 2-point-something million will be distributed to the farmers in many different ways. And I really love that. I think this government is serious about farmers. Very, very serious about that. I remember they distributed feed and just, fertilizers. It's at concessionary rates.
Donation has been made towards restoration efforts in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Antillean Group, through Antillean General, this week presented a check of $50,000 to National Disaster Coordinator.
Not this. Right? I was trying to play another positive piece there, and I didn't want that video. All right, so let me play this piece here. So it's just positive news. So cocoa, nutmeg farmers, you will be given cash assistance. Some will get $4,500. Those with up to 5 acres of land, and those with 5 acres or more, those above 5 acres, they will be getting $9,000. It's one-off payment, right? One-off payment. So that is good.
Of Great Shape Inc., Joseph Wright, said Great Shape Inc., together with partners, to re-equip Carriacou's public health dental clinic. Wright said that state-of-the-art equipment will be sourced for this venture. Wright is on island for the 1,000 Smiles dental program that began on August 19th.
We've been asked and we've responded by pledging to re-equip the public health dental clinic in Carriacou in partnership with Sandals Foundation and the Ministry of Health. And so we are very grateful. There'll be some major sponsors from the U.S. donating equipment, state-of-the-art dental equipment for this endeavor. It's going to take time. So we hope by next year when we're down here again, we'll be able to actually deliver equipment, make sure the building is ready for the new equipment to come in, and that not only our volunteers but the Ministry of Health will be able to continue to provide dental care services to the people of Carriacou, because when you have good dental care, that's one less thing off your list of things that you have to take care of, right?
Yes, thank you very much. And that's good news for Carriacou and PT Martinique having that set up in Carriacou. That would be a plus. And I love what the gentleman said. He said it will take some time. And I think that is what we need to start telling our people, because they believe that everything can happen instantly. But things do take some time to be accomplished. To get certain things done, you need to understand the time factor. So that's a very good message there. And we look forward to seeing that come to a reality in Carriacou and PT Martinique. All right. Let's highlight another positive piece here. The McDonald College.
Soon commence on MacDonald College in St. Patrick ahead of the September 2nd school reopening. The over $500,000 project includes roof reconstruction, ceiling installation, folding screens reconstruction, electrical installation, and door and louver replacement. Other sections of the institution will also be refurbished. Annette Moore tells us the project falls under the school maintenance program.
Hurricane Beryl has affected some schools' infrastructure on mainland Grenada, and among those schools is MacDonald College in St. Patrick, which sustained significant damage. On Monday, August 19th, a team from the Ministries of Education and Infrastructure, along with contractor Christopher Wint of Collaborative Designs, toured buildings on the MacDonald College site. Principal Carl Andel and District Education Officer Marcia Francis accompanied the team.
MacDonald College, one of our main secondary schools in the north of the island, was seriously impacted by Hurricane Beryl. Today we are up here with the engineer and the Ministry of Infrastructure, arranging for the commencement of the repair work.
The repair and refurbishment of MacDonald College falls under the newly implemented school maintenance program at the Ministry of Education, which aims to ensure that infrastructure issues do not unnecessarily interrupt class time. The scope of works, costing in excess of EC $550,000, will include extensive repairs and refurbishment to the auditorium, including roof reconstruction, ceiling installation, folding screens reconstruction, electrical installation, and door and louver replacement. The tuck shop, which is behind the auditorium, will undergo roof repair, window and shutter replacement, and electrical installation. Sections of the relatively new technical wing, particularly the clothing and textile area, will undergo ceiling replacement, replacement of joinery and louvers, and electrical repair and installation. All areas mentioned will receive painting and decorating. The team from the Ministry of Education included Permanent Secretary for Education Aaron Francois, Chief Education Officer Dominic Jeremiah, Project Officer Ruth Charles, newly appointed Maintenance Officer Denton Forto, and engineer from the Ministry of Infrastructure Tiffany Donald. Francois explained more.
So you have some of these major works. So for example, the work that we come up here to oversee is this major repairs based on the impact of Hurricane Beryl. There are some other routine maintenance work. So for example, toilets that are not functioning, probably have broken pipes, minor electrical work. We have maintenance contractors that will be attending to those. And so Mr. Forto, our maintenance officer, he will be overseeing and ensuring that the maintenance contractors that we have assigned across the island to attend to routine maintenance for our schools, that they would work in all those schools and to ensure that the schools and them are ready for the reopening. in September?
Well, what we have seen here so far is that we need, as usual, as a lot of the other schools, you need to maintain some of the toilets, facilities, deal with some leakage as it relates to pipes. There are some electrical problems, small electrical problem that needs to be attended to with urgent attention, to make sure that the children are safe, as they attend classes on a daily basis. Outside of that, the major work that has to be done would have to be done separately, with a special contractor, not that of the maintenance unit within this Ministry of Education.
Wind of Collaborative Designs will be the contractor completing the major works.
September 2nd, that is exactly when school reopens, and we are asking the contractor as much as possible to be mindful of that time frame, because and so we're hoping that school can reopen on time. The Ministry of Education is doing everything. We have, in addition to McDonald College, we also have some work that will be starting shortly on SDA Comprehensive that was also impacted by Hurricane Beryl, and also some minor work to St. Patrick's RC School there that was also had some minor effects there. So we're working in conjunction, in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure to ensure that our schools are ready for the reopening. And bearing in mind, Carriacou was was impacted the most by Hurricane Beryl, and so we are working assiduously to ensure that Carriacou also gets its fair share of efforts to have children back in school as soon as possible.
Yeah, so that's very good because people were concerned. They wanted to know in terms of preparation, in terms of what should be done, what have to be done to get all the schools ready for September the 2nd. We know in the past, under the NNP administration, we have had a lot of schools not opening when they're supposed to open because the NNP never saw education as important. But we realize that the NDC is interested in getting all the schools organized, and they take education seriously, also agriculture seriously. So kudos to the NDC administration. Thumbs up to the PS there, Aaron Francois, and the Minister of Education, David Andrews. All right, so thumbs up to you. Keep it going. So we want to talk a little about, well, our beloved Prime Minister spoke about the regularization process when asked on a GBN program.
Deacon Mitchell said that government regularization process is ongoing. Last year, the government of Grenada, through the Department of Public Administration, presented a three-phased approach to the regularizing of workers. The first phase covers individuals who are acting, temporary, on assignment, and probationary. Second, individuals who are on PSC contracts, contract of service, daily paid, and ministerial letters, and the third phase, contract for service and Imani trainees. Prime Minister says that government is continuing with their appointments. He made that comment during GBN's To The Point program with host Glenn Telesford, GT.
The process is ongoing. I mean, it was a three-pronged process. Persons who are acting in their positions, once they qualify and meet the right criteria and are able to do the jobs, the process would have been to confirm them. And that has been ongoing. Persons who, and the reason for that is because if people are holding a substantive position and acting in another one, it effectively means that they're blocking two positions. And so you need to be able to have them confirmed in the acting position so that the former position they held could be freed up and other persons could move up and get those positions. So that has been an ongoing arrangement. The second aspect of it is the fact that you have oftentimes vacancies that are just not filled, right? And if there are people who are able to do the jobs and you need to fill them, then you fill the position. So, for example, and that starts in many instances right from the top. So you'd have had situations where people, for example, like the Comptroller of Customs, there were people almost acting on a rotation basis, different people acting at different times. For example, now you have a confirmed person who holds the position of comptroller of customs. So it means if that person was deputy, for example, and they're now comptroller, then it means the position of deputy becomes available and the staff below can move up.
Yes. So that's really good because I can tell you every day the NNP is talking about the regularization of workers. And they're out there lying because while it was explained, it's a three-phased approach. And our beloved Prime Minister explained this thing so nicely. Still, the NNP is pouncing on it, talking about it every day. But all you need to do is look at the NNP as it relates to regularization of workers. They were never interested in regularizing workers, making them permanent. They were only doing contracts or putting people on a letter, temporary. But all of a sudden they become the acolyte or the priest or the moral voice when it comes to regularization of workers. Yesterday I told you about Carriacou and PT Martinique. The NNP activists, surrogates, pundits, they're out there as though they really love Carriacou and PT Martinique. They speak about Carriacou and PT Martinique as though they live in Carriacou and PT Martinique. They give you the impression that they cared even before Hurricane Beryl about Carriacou and PT Martinique. But they were in charge of Carriacou and PT Martinique for 21 years. And you go and check the record and ask the question, what have you done, NNP, when you were in government for Carriacou and PT Martinique? For 21 years. So look at the length of time. They should have accomplished great many things for the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique. They never did. But lo and behold, boy, they sung in as though they live in Carriacou. They sung in as though they used to help Carriacou and they love Carriacou so much. And they want to see X and Y happen for Carriacou. But ask them another question. After Hurricane Beryl passed, did they give anything substantial towards the relief or rebuilding efforts in Carriacou and PT Martinique? No. Keith Mitchell will not take his millions and give $100,000 or $50,000 towards the rebuilding effort in Carriacou and PT Martinique. No, he will not do that. But they will complain, but they would grind and groan, but they would have everything negative to say about what is happening in Carriacou and PT Martinique. Do you know that the opposition forces in the country, they are encouraging people in Carriacou and PT Martinique not to clean their surrounding areas of the galvanized, the debris. They're encouraging them not to do that, telling them that the government will do it and the government has to do it. That is exactly what they're actually doing out there. Just think for a moment. Just think for a moment how dangerous the opposition forces in Grenada can be. They're telling the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique on their different programs and in different forums not to clean around their surroundings, of the galvanized and the debris and so on from Hurricane Beryl. In fact, there are people who got compensated from the insurance, right? From the insurance company. And they're actually saying, wait, one minute. All right, so they're actually saying to these people, do not spend the money. Government has millions, and they will go ahead and spend it and do X, Y, and Z and help you. That is what they're actually telling their supporters and people generally who were compensated by the insurance companies. It's amazing, you know. But that is the level of foolishness that you get from the NNP pundits, surrogates, and zygotes. Come, Zilly. Come and say hi. Come, Zilly, come. Say hi.
Hi.
Right, so you're going in. Come, Zoe. Say hi.
Hi.
They can't even see you. They cannot see you. Say hi.
Hi.
Right?
Get
Are you going? You going daycare?
away.
You going daycare? Bye. Right. So again, just saying, that is the level of negativity that you get from the NNP pundits and surrogates. They are out there telling people who were compensated by the insurance companies, because you know there was a quick move by the insurance companies to compensate. They're telling them, do not spend their money. The government has to come and fix your roof. The government has to come and fix your house. The government has to come and repair this and repair that. Although, the government already put on the table incentives, put on the table, things that can help, initiatives and programs and, waivers and all these different things that can help the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique who have a little cash to start the process, to start repairing their roofs, to start repairing their homes, to start building again, start doing things again. But the NNP pundits and surrogates, they're out there telling these people, do not spend the money. The government got insurance money, and it's enough to build back Carriacou and PT Martinique. And mind you, some of those in the opposition forces, they're economists. They should know better. They're mathematicians and statisticians. They should know better. They know that the $150 million or the $160 million is not enough to build back Carriacou and PT Martinique, St. Patrick and St. Mark, and parts of Grenada that were affected by Hurricane Beryl. They know that. But what they want is for the government to have no resources to do things. They want to see the situation get worse. You have to understand the mindset of those NNP supporters and pundits, goons, zygotes, and sycophants. What they want is to see things get worse. They don't want Carriacou and PT Martinique to recover and rebuild and build back better than before. They don't want that because they're not genuine. They're not genuine partners. What they want is for the government to mess up. What they want is for the people to rebel. That is what they want. That is exactly what they want. And they're working overnight in achieving that. They're not genuine about Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. They are not genuine. And that is why I am saying you need to look at the history. Look at the history. Look at the past. That's important, Very, very important. Because people could talk. People could talk. I am saying, look at the history. What have they done for the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique when they were in government? What have they done? Do you believe that they are genuine about you? They want good for you? No. They want to see you on your knees. They want to see you suffer. They want to see everything stalled, delayed, disrupted. That is what they want. And they're working towards that. They're not just sitting by and hoping that it happens. They're working to undermine the government. They're working to undermine the government. They don't care. You know, folks, I wanted to tell you that the whole, I think I missed out this piece, the whole replanting of the spice. That's an important thing. Let me just play that and come right back.
Honorable Lennox Andrews appeals to cocoa and nutmeg farmers to not give up on the sector and replant to keep the industry going. He said the only way Grenada can maintain its reputation as the Spice Isle is if farmers replant and preserve the sector. Minister Andrew is concerned that several farmers have stated their hesitance to replant cocoa and nutmeg trees. The agriculture sector was hard hit during Hurricane Beryl on July 1st, which saw the destruction of several cocoa, nutmeg, fruit, and other crop trees that were just giving farmers signs of hope following Hurricane Ivan in 2004. Minister Andrews made the call during a press conference on Wednesday. The agriculture sector, he said, is critical to food security, livelihoods, and economic development.
Encourage, as far as possible, all of our farmers to continue to have confidence in the agricultural sector, in the agricultural industry in Grenada. And that we want to encourage them to continue planting and to continue replanting and to continue to build that very important industry that is so meaningful to all of us as Grenadians. In particular, I may add that I would like to make a special appeal to our nutmeg farmers. In fact, going around the country, we can feel the despondent nature of many of them, where some of them have in fact indicated that there is a likelihood of they not going back to nutmeg. And we are saying to them that, you know, that will not be a very good idea. We want to, as a country, retain and maintain our recognition as a spice island of the world. And of course, nutmeg is that particular product that gives us that international characteristics. And that as a government, we are here to provide you with all the support that you need to replant and to rebuild our nutmeg industry, our cocoa industry, and as a general, continue to depend on our agricultural sector as a major source of food security, as a major source of income, as a major source of foreign exchange, and as a major industry that defines us as a nation.
He reminded them that replanting now secures food, income, and other positives for the industry in the future.
That's the approach. I mean, we were saying to them that you should take. So don't think about not just the here and the now. Think about, you know, those who come after us down the road, and that as a ministry we will try to provide you with as much assistance as we can to get you to plant back. Now, obviously, planting back is not just simply planting back. The buzzword is that we have to plant back and plant back better, and we've been considering, you know, how we can get our farmers to plant back nutmegs better. So we have learned, for example, that clove, which is a very high price product, a high price. Clove serves as a very good windbreak for nutmeg trees. And part of the thinking is that we want to encourage farmers to plant more clove trees as a protection to our nutmeg trees. Some of them are saying that, well, I'm going to leave nutmeg and go into planting. And we are saying to them, well, I mean, planting is good, but simultaneously, you know, we will not want to advise you to proceed along those lines. So the conversation with them, if I may say, is continuing, and it will continue. I just think that we just need to find a way to speak to our farmers to get them to understand we need to look into the future, and to get them to understand that as a ministry we provide the necessary support to them to allow them to farm.
Chairman of the Grenada Cooperative Nutmeg Association, Wayne George, assured the farmers that it is not all doom and gloom for the industry. He emphasized the significance of nutmeg to the economy.
A lot of farmers are already going back to the lands and work, even in the absence of assistance. Yeah, and some have been complaining that we accept the fact that the nutmeg is a fragile crop. right? And some of them are thinking they want to move away from the nutmeg and move into other cultivation. And I think I do not want our farmers to go down that slippery slope. Now tell me something. Which crop could withstand the force of these hurricane winds? Maybe no crop at all. So whatever you turn to, if the hurricane comes along, you're going to have some devastation. So I want to encourage our Grenadian nutmeg farmers of the value, the cultural importance, the social importance, the economic importance of our nutmeg industry.
Yes, that's a very good advice. So, because I thought I should play that piece, because I listened to that piece yesterday, and I thought I should play it because you don't want the nutmeg farmers giving up. Yes, they're getting the incentives and so on from government, but you don't want them to give up or to move away from nutmeg to something else, right? Yes, they can plant the something else, but they need to replant the nutmeg and cocoa. We know of cocoa. Cocoa is a very resilient plant. Even if it falls to the ground, as long as there's a little soil there, it's going to spring back up. It may not be what you want because you want a full tree, proper, well-planted tree. But again, with the nutmeg, once it falls, that's it. All right? So again, I'm saying that's a good encouragement, and they need to do more of that to encourage the nutmeg farmers to continue planting nutmegs. The cocoa farmers continue planting cocoa. What I love is the fact that the government gave chainsaw assistance and so on, and labor to a lot of farmers to clear their lands and to cut up the trees that fell and to start replanting again. It will take some time. But once you start, the hope is within a period of time, you're going to get to at least a 70, 80% of the farmers clearing their lands and replanting and give them the kind of support that they need. And we will get back on our feet again. We cannot do like the NNP. What the NNP administration did, they refused to replant after the passage of Hurricane Ivan and also Emily. They refused to replant the cocoa, the nutmeg, the spices, because NNP never saw agriculture as important to this economy. They have always given agriculture their back. They've never invested seriously in agriculture. So I love the fact that our government is investing heavily in agriculture, making sure that the farmers get the assistance required to clear their lands. Because you have the farm labor program where they're providing labor and they provide the chainsaws and chainsaw users or handlers. They're going on the land or going in the land with the farmers and they're clearing the land. All right? And that's good. I love that. And then they're providing them with plants. They're providing them with subsidized fertilizer. They're providing them with cash. Right? Up to 5 acres of land, $4,500 in cash, one-off payment. Above 5 acres, $9,000 cash. I love that. That's good. That's wonderful. That's great. At least it can go to a certain extent. It will help to a certain extent. But we want to see more support given over a prolonged period. So the immediate, see things happening. But the medium to long term, more should be given, more assistance. Because you want agriculture to bounce back. Because once you can feed your nation, you're in a good position. So we know we were devastated, damaged seriously by Hurricane Beryl. And as the gentleman said, no crop could withstand the winds from a Category 4 hurricane. None. All right? Very good. So I want to again say to you, do not believe that the NNP, surrogates and pundits like you want good for you. They want to see bad things happen in Carriacou and PT Martinique. They want to see bad things happen throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, so that they can easily waltz their way back into power. That is what they want. They want to get back into power. So they want bad things to befall Grenada, only the negative they will be highlighting. In fact, they spoke to a lady who is aggrieved, and she has a right to, with the passing of her child, right? And they had her on a particular program, the opposition forces program, right? To talk about it and so on. And because all they want is negative, negative, negative. There are a lot of people who, over the many, many years, they've lost their child, either in childbirth or, during labor, or, at age 1, 2, 3. We've seen that in the past. Very sad. But those things do happen. Eh? But I'm saying you should never exploit it for political gains or political mileage. You should never do that. But you see the level of desperation on the part of the opposition forces in the country. All they want is power. They just want bad news about Grenada. Sad news, bad news, sad stories. That's all they want to see. It's really unfortunate, because you're supposed to want to see good for Grenada, and you should always support good things happening for our country. But they have not done that. I want to say to you that I will be in New York this weekend. From this weekend, Carriacou and PT Martinique Day is on Sunday. All right? Sunday coming, 25th. That's Carriacou and PT Martinique Day. I will be at that event and other events. Remember, we have tickets for the Dynamic Hour Party, charity party at 297 East 91st Street between Clarkson and Lenox Road from 6 p.m. until that Saturday, the 31st of August. Saturday, the 31st of August. Looking forward to seeing you there. We have tickets. They're on sale for $40. And you can link me up, right? Because I'll be in New York on this weekend. So you can link me up. You can WhatsApp me. You can call me. I have two numbers. I have an American number and I have a local number. It's all on the flyer. You can link me up. You can link Kathleen, Bethel, Finch, Stephen, Buckley, Glenroy, Bethel. You can link them up. They would have tickets and you can get that. All right? So spread the word. Looking forward to seeing you at that event, Saturday, 31st of August. It'll be a nice party, a nice dance, a nice vibes. Looking forward to seeing you there. Also, on the next day, the Sunday, there will be a dance and event at the Nazareth High School from 8 p.m. until, all right, drinks, food, and just name it. So you're encouraged to be a part of that too. It's $40 for that also. So spread the word. Let as many people as possible know that, we have a number of activities in New York. It's a Labor Day weekend. So, from Grenada Day, from that day, go all the way to Labor Day. And maybe a little after, it's party, it's vibes, it's real things happening in New York. All right? Tomorrow, I have to do something tomorrow, right? So by Sunday, I should be in New York. By Sunday. All right? Sometime during Sunday, I should be in New York with you, the folks in the diaspora. We have a huge diaspora block in New York. All right, just a lot of Grenadians out there. So I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. Take good care. I will be back with you on Sunday again, and we will continue the program from New York. All right? Have a wonderful day. Take good care, and bye